Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss about oxymercuration reduction reaction, which is also known as oxymercuration demercuration. Let us begin this video by considering this transformation. Suppose we want to convert this alkene into this alcohol. What will be the reagent for the transformation? So you can tell that it is very easy to transform if we treat this alkene with simple acidic aqueous solution. Then there will be the formation of this reactive carbocation intermediate, and then water molecule present in the reaction mixture will attack the center as a nucleophile, which will afford the desired product. But this is not the case when the reagent is aqueous acidic solution, because this carbocation center is 2 degree. So if there is a 1,2 hydride shift, this hydrogen can shift to this center as hydride and thereby produce a more stable carbocation, which is now 3 degree. So it will obviously undergo a carbocationic rearrangement and the product will be this one. After the formation of this 3 degree carbocation, water will eventually attack this carbocation center and this product will form. So we are not getting our desired product if we treat this alkene with aqueous acidic solution. The solution to this problem is the oxymercuration reduction reaction. So if we treat this molecule in the first step with mercuric acetate in aqueous medium, and then we reduce the product obtained after the step 1 via sodium borohydride, then we will eventually get our desired product. So what is happening in this reaction which favoring the formation of this product? To understand that, we have to go to the mechanism. So before we go to the mechanism, let us consider the 2 steps. The first step is eventually the formation of an organometallic species, this one. This is an organometallic species because there is a metal carbon or mercury carbon bond. So after the so why it is called oxymercuration? The first step is oxymercuration. So why it is called oxymercuration? Because here 2 bonds are actually forming. One is carbon mercury bond, another is carbon oxygen bond. So that's why it is called oxymercuration. The oxy term suggests the formation of this carbon oxygen bond, and the mercuration term suggests the formation of carbon mercury bond. The second step is the reduction step, where we will use sodium borohydride, which will reduce this intermediate, organometallic intermediate, into the desired product, this one. So this whole process eventually taking place in 2 steps. The first step is oxymercuration and formation of this organometallic species, and then the reduction to afford the actual product. So now we will go into the detailed mechanism. And also the stereochemistry, the stereochemical course during the reaction. So this is our alkane This is mercuric acetate. So eventually this is a electrophilic addition reaction to this double bond. So which one is the electrophile in this case? The electrophile is this mercury cation, and the nucleophile is obviously the double bond of this alkene. So this is the electrophile, and this will be our nucleophile. In many books, the electrophile actually suggested to be the actual mercuric acetate species. So it can be also considered as electrophile, but the mechanism then will be somehow different. So I will show the mechanism and I will explain. So first let us consider the first step. The first step will be attack by the pi electron cloud of the alkene towards this electrophilic species, thereby forming this intermediate, which will eventually form a bridged metallic intermediate like this one. So obviously you can tell that the contribution of this form will be very much less, and this form, due to its high stability, it will be present in highest equilibrium form during the reaction. Another way of showing the formation of this, so this intermediate is called a mercurinium ion. Mercurinium ion. So another way of showing the formation of this mercurinium ion will be a simultaneous attack by the double bond as well as formation of the mercury carbon single bond. So first the double bond will attack this mercury center, and there will be a consecutive formation of carbon mercury bond, and an acetate will leave the system. So this will also provide our intermediate mercurinium ion. This is the mercurinium ion. So we have just saw the mechanistic pathway to form the mercurinium ion. Now, if we represent this mercurinium ion in a Sawhorse projection formula to understand the stereochemical codes of the reaction, we can easily write it like this. Right? So after that, water molecule has two choices. Either it will attack this less hindered side, or it will attack the more hindered side. So in this case, the electronic factors will take control over the steric factor. So what will be the situation? This carbon will acquire more electropositive character than this carbon. Why this is so? Because here a isopropyl group is present, which can stabilize this carbocationic center or highly positively polarized carbon center via plus I effect. So it will assist the accumulation of positive character, more positive character over this carbon atom. Where in case of this carbon, there are no such effects which can support the accumulation of more positive character over this carbon atom. So eventually, this carbon will be highly polarized or highly positively polarized. So this will lead to the attack by the nucleophile at this center, and this carbon-mercury bond will eventually break, which will lead to the formation of, so there will be an H plus will exit the system after the nucleophilic attack from this oxygen molecule. So after the attack, this intermediate organometallic intermediate will form in the reaction mixture. Okay, so this is the complete mechanism of the first step, that is the oxymercuration step. And now is the reduction step, which will be done by sodium borohydride. So the mechanism of reduction generally follows a radical pathway. So what is the structure of borohydride? Borohydride is a tetrahedral species where the central boron atom has a negative charge, and one of these hydrogens will be delivered to reduce the corresponding species. So it reduces via transfer of hydride anion. So here it will deliver this hydride anion to the mercury center, and after that this intermediate will form. The acetate will be replaced by the hydride ion, and there will be a homolytic cleavage of this carbon-mercury bond. Here will be a radical formation, and there will be this mercury and hydrogen species. So this will eventually abstract this hydrogen from the mercury hydrogen species, and which will lead to the formation of our desired product. So you can see that there is a formation of radical. So because of this, here you can see that anti-addition is taking place during the reaction. So the stereochemistry of this center is well defined, but the stereochemistry of this center is not well defined. So here will be a scrambling in stereochemistry. So this is the overall mechanism of the oxymercuration and reduction reaction. If we go more closely into the stereochemical aspect of this reaction, suppose we have this alkene. This will be a planar molecule due to the sp2 hybridization of these two carbon atoms. So in the first step, that is in the oxymercuration step, the mercury can attack from either top face or the bottom face. If attack from the top face occurs, then this will lead to the formation of this mercurinium ion. And if attack from the bottom face occur, then this mercurinium ion will form. So after that, the water will eventually attack this sterically crowded center. So water will attack this center, and this carbon-mercury bond will break. So which will lead to the formation of this alcohol or this organometallic species. And this molecule or this organometallic species will undergo a nucleophilic attack by the water molecule and will lead to the formation of this intermediate. So now we can see that this center is not chiral, but this center is chiral as well as this center. So we have to check the configuration of these two chiral centers to check whether this process is actually asymmetric or it is producing the racemic mixture of the products. So this will be the number 1 priority group OH. This mercury attached carbon will be number 2. This methyl will be number 3. So 1, 2, 3 and hydrogen is above the plane. So if you look from this angle, then it will be of R configuration. Anticlockwise, hydrogen is above the plane, so it is R configuration. And if we look this center 1, 2 and 3, so here also hydrogen is above the plane and it is rotating via clockwise direction. So clockwise, hydrogen above the plane, so it will be of S configuration. So we can see that there is 50-50 probability of formation of these two enantiomers. These are enantiomers. So it will be obviously a racemic mixture. So we have seen that the addition, that is the first step or oxymercuration step, is eventually a anti-addition, which giving rise to the formation of a racemic product. Okay. So now, if the reaction is carried out in different solvents like methanol or any alcohol, let's say, then there will be formation of this intermediate first, and then reduction will lead to the formation of our desired product. So here again we can see that direct ether formation is taking place if we take any alcohol in place of water. Another interesting aspect of the mercurinium ion involved in this reaction is the stabilization of the mercurinium ion. So after the formation of this mercurinium ion, there is an interaction between the field d orbital of the mercury and the pi star molecular orbital of the double bond. So this is the pi star antibonding orbital of this double bond, and this is the field d orbital. So the overall effect will be stabilization of this mercurinium intermediate after this type of interaction. Okay. So after considering the overall mechanism and stereochemistry, one can say that this reaction is highly regioselective, because in our previous example, the hydration is taking place only in this via this double bond. So no rearrangement is taking place. So that is why its regioselectivity of this particular reaction is very high. And another aspect is there is no formation of carbocation during the reaction, which makes there is no chance of carbocationic rearrangement during oxymercuration reduction reaction, and that's why no rearranged product is obtained after oxymercuration reduction reaction. So that's why it is of high synthetic value in organic chemistry. I hope that you have liked this video. So if this video is helpful for you, then please subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot to produce more helpful videos for you guys. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.